The world's attention is on Tianjin, China, as it hosts the largest Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in history. From August 31st to September 1st, 2025, leaders from 10 member states, spanning much of Eurasia, will gather to address urgent global crises. This is China's first time hosting since 2018, and the stakes are high amid wars and economic instability. The SCO, founded in 2001, has evolved from a regional security group into a major international bloc, now including giants like China, Russia, India, and new members Iran and Belarus. The summit is a rare chance for the non-Western world to coordinate and present a unified voice. The post-Cold War order is fracturing, and China is seizing the moment to position itself as a force for stability. Beijing aims to showcase an alternative to the Western-led system, emphasizing multilateralism and mutual respect. Yet the SCO faces criticism for indecisiveness and internal divisions. India and Pakistan, for example, remain at odds. The question, can this diverse group move beyond photo ops to deliver real solutions? The summit's outcomes will reveal whether the SCO can shape the future or remain a stage for grand statements. With so many conflicting interests, the world is watching to see if the SCO can overcome its challenges. The Tianjin summit is more than a diplomatic event. It's a test of the bloc's relevance. Will the SCO emerge as a true alternative to Western alliances, or will internal rifts undermine its ambitions? The answers will define not just the SCO's future, but the direction of global power in the years ahead. All eyes are on Tianjin. China is using the Tianjin summit to position itself as a global peacemaker and leader. President Xi Jinping wants to show that China can unite diverse nations and offer solutions where others have failed. The summit is a platform for China's global development, security, and civilization initiatives, alternatives to Western frameworks. China will propose new projects in infrastructure, trade, and digital connectivity, signaling its readiness to lead. The attendance of over 20 heads of state is a diplomatic win, proving China is far from isolated. The event's spectacle projects an image of a confident, modern China. China's model of multilateralism welcomes all countries, regardless of political system, as a practical alternative to Western alliances. The summit is a chance for Beijing to prove its approach is more inclusive and effective. By forging consensus and managing the event smoothly, China hopes to convince the world of its leadership. The Tianjin summit is not just about diplomacy, it's about shaping the narrative of global power. China wants to show it can deliver stability and prosperity for all, not just a select few. The Tianjin summit brings together a powerful cast. Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, and Narendra Modi headline the event. Putin seeks to counter Western pressure. Modi navigates a complex relationship with China after recent border tensions. Iran's President Pezeshkian attends, hoping to break diplomatic isolation and deepen economic ties. Central Asian leaders want security assurances and economic opportunities, balancing China and Russia's influence. Southeast Asian leaders, including Malaysia and Indonesia, join as dialogue partners, signaling the SCO's expanding reach. Their participation highlights China's growing influence in a region where the U.S. has long been dominant. UN Secretary-General Guterres adds global legitimacy, recognizing the SCO's role in international peace and security. Each leader arrives with distinct goals from security to economic development. China must manage this web of interest to declare the summit a success. The diversity of attendees underscores both the SCO's appeal and its challenges. The summit's outcome depends on how well these competing agendas are balanced. A core theme in Tianjin is building a world order not dominated by the U.S. and its allies. China promotes the SCO as a counterweight to Western institutions, appealing to nations that feel sidelined by Washington. Key to this vision, reducing reliance on the U.S. dollar by expanding non-dollar payment systems among members. For Russia and Iran, this is urgent. For China, it's a long-term strategy. Xi's global initiatives, like the Global Security Initiative, propose Asian-led security frameworks and state-driven development. The SCO offers a club where members don't judge each other's political systems, appealing to many governments. China's message respect for sovereignty, non-interference, and a multipolar world. The summit is a chance to turn these ideas into action. For Russia, the SCO summit is a strategic necessity amid Western isolation and sanctions over Ukraine. China has become Russia's economic lifeline, with trade at record highs and deepening ties. Putin's presence signals Russia's pivot to Asia and commitment to the SCO. While Russia's influence has waned compared to China's, it remains a key security player, especially in Central Asia. The summit lets Russia show it's not isolated, standing with China, India, and others. A post-summit military parade with Xi and Kim Jong-un further cements the image of an emerging anti-Western bloc. Yet Russia and China have different priorities. Russia focuses on immediate security, China on long-term global strategy. Friction exists, but shared opposition to the West keeps them aligned for now. The summit is about presenting unity, even as Moscow navigates its new role as the junior partner. Behind the scenes, Russia is carefully managing its growing dependence on China. India's role at the SCO summit is a masterclass in strategic balancing. As a member of both the SCO and the Western-aligned Quad, India walks a diplomatic tightrope. Modi's visit comes amid U.S. tariffs and tense relations with China after border clashes. The summit offers a chance to thaw relations with Beijing, but deep mistrust remains. India will push for a unified stance against terrorism, indirectly targeting Pakistan, but consensus is unlikely. Modi's goal advances India's security interests without alienating key partners. By engaging in the SCO, India ensures it has a voice in Eurasian affairs and prevents China-Russia dominance. Its ties with the Quad give it leverage and flexibility. For India, the world isn't just East versus West. It's about maximizing options. The Tianjin summit is another stage for India's intricate balancing act. Despite talk of unity, the SCO is riddled with internal divisions. India and Pakistan's rivalry often paralyzes decision-making, undermining the group's effectiveness. Other members, like Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, have unresolved border conflicts the SCO has failed to mediate. Dialogue partners such as Armenia and Azerbaijan bring their own disputes, further complicating matters. The organization's principle of non-interference often leads to inaction on critical issues. Rapid expansion has diluted the SCO's original focus on Central Asian security. Each new member brings unique interests, making consensus harder to achieve. Critics say the SCO is now too unwieldy to be effective. The bloc's silence on Russia's invasion of Ukraine raises questions about its commitment to its founding values. If the SCO can't uphold its own principles, its credibility as a new world order is in doubt. These cracks will be hard to hide in Tianjin. The summit's unity may prove more symbolic than real. The Tianjin summit's agenda is packed with tough issues. The Palestinian question will see the SCO likely voicing strong support for statehood, contrasting with U.S. policy. The war in Ukraine looms large, but the SCO will avoid criticizing Russia, focusing instead on calls for dialogue. Afghanistan's stability is a top concern, especially for Central Asian states, with discussions on counterterrorism and humanitarian aid. Broader topics include economic cooperation, climate change, and food and energy security. China hopes to showcase agreements on trade and technology as proof of the SCO's effectiveness, but the real test is whether leaders can make progress on the major political and security challenges. The summit's outcomes remain uncertain. As the summit ends, the world asks, was this real progress or just political theater? Supporters see a step toward a more balanced, multipolar world with tangible agreements and high-level participation. Critics call it a publicity stunt, masking deep divisions and a lack of real solutions. The truth is likely in between, a symbolic victory for China, but limited in transformative power. The summit strengthens China's ties with key partners and offers an alternative forum for countries wary of the West. Personal meetings like between Modi and Xi may ease tensions and open doors for future dialogue. But the SCO is not NATO or the EU. It's a forum for dialogue, not a force for sweeping change. Its strength lies in coordinating on security and development, not resolving major global conflicts. The Tianjin summit is one step in a gradual shift in global power. It reflects both China's rising influence and the complexity of today's multipolar world.